I've even forgotten to write stuff. That was my joke, but there's not enough people to laugh. Thank you very much. And welcome to It's Arts at the End of the Day. This is a special 30th edition for the end of the season. And I thank my guests for coming, and who are previous guests from before. So, yeah, thank you very much. And here we go. And guys, could you introduce yourself, please? Start with John at the end there, please. And tell me what you do as well, please.
I'm John, and I've got a studio with my art, painting, drawing, using recycled material.
Thank you very much, John. Chris, would you like to go next one?
Yeah, I'm Christopher Mike. I'm like John, a painter. I'm in the studio next door to John, and I've seen his approach to abstract art, including the way he organises his studio.
Well, the very tidy one, yeah. Because I'm next to John, someone said to me once, am I OCD, because my studio is very, very tidy, but no, I don't think I do. But Mr. Scott, you know.
Hi, I'm Scott Ross. I'm a postman / artist.
Well, there's an art in post there. And
well, there is.
What do you do?
What do I do?
What type of art do you do?
Oh, any really. I'm into it all.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Young man?
I'm Adam, the child of one David Saints.
Child star.
Yeah, well, he's 6'2", but no, the milkman was tall.
Listen, I'm standing up now.
I'm a photographer,
Really?
studying.
Yeah. That's a really old job then.
And what do you do?
You all know me, but don't worry about me.
Introduce yourself.
They all know me.
I'm a glitter ball, half the glitter's fallen off, but I'm still spinning.
Wow. Who's that?
Yes, Savara, I'm trying to do some art, sculpture, painting, and some lately immersive art, which I'm trying to learn.
Oh, well.
We have to hear about that.
Yeah, definitely. And Yana.
Hello,
Bang
I'm
of my life.
Oscar, and I'm a full-time artist. And I'd like to thank your right-hand support for the...
No, you're not. It's the bane of my life. Then, I
made a full U-turn into illustration this year, so yeah, sums it up.
Thank you. Usually, I'll say, where do your art journey start? But I've asked this to the guys before. So, would anybody like to tell me where your art journey is going? Who would like to start?
Well, it starts when you're born, I think. You've either...
Where's it going now?
You've all got something, whether you decide to develop it or others decide to help you develop it, is the beginning of the journey.
But where's your journey going?
Where's my journey going? Well, it's been going for quite a while, and it's turned quite a few corners, and now I think I'm in a new stage of development. I'm learning to paint, but I'm painting memories and experiences, which I'm finding quite difficult because I haven't yet learned the full skill of using materials.
Right.
So I'm learning to use new materials, and I think I'm getting somewhere. Yeah. I mean, I've come from a very different background, which is architecture and interiors, which is disciplined, and suddenly the walls have gone, and I've got to relearn how to be free.
Yeah, but that's part of art, isn't it? Do you think
It could be.
It's in your heart to be free, isn't it?
Well, for some people.
You prefer to be like, regimented.
I fight against it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you painting for a while, and I want to see you paint. Where's your journey going to go, other than Art in the Dots?
Well, I think for me that is very much the journey that I'm on. So I've gone from being an individual contributor as a painter to opening up the world of art and culture to other people, including people who might not otherwise engage. And it seems like a great gift to be able to share that, to have an understanding of art and what it means. And we're having this discussion in a part of London where
lots of people don't feel that art is part of their world. There's lots of people in this room who probably don't think that they're artists, and they are.
Yeah.
So the journey that I'm on is all about opening those doors, providing encouragement, providing opportunities, and letting people see the world that we're lucky enough to occupy.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a product of art and adults, definitely. Because I'll come down here just to sit in the studio, be a little in the corner of my office and got dragged into this, hence why I'm doing this. But it's interesting how everybody's journeys are, and I just feel that, we know about art, but at a level, isn't it, really? It's not everybody knows about art.
The art world can feel very elitist, and I sometimes wonder whether it's deliberate. There is an entire industry that relies on it appearing to be elitist. A lot of money in the art world. And a lot of people feel that, or are allowed to feel that they're not intelligent enough to be a part of it. And that's one of the cruelest things to do. So, as you know, what we do here is we start with children and encourage them to really embrace the world of art. When we started this, measurable moments of cultural engagement included children having their faces painted or watching adults making balloon animals. We've now got 8-year-olds who will show us their Matisse line drawings because they can.
Yeah.
And it comes naturally to them.
Yeah.
All we do is treat them like adults in small clothing.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And they react incredibly well to it.
Yeah.
And then with an older audience, some of whom are sitting here today, we've given them a place to express themselves. Actually, they are returning to the children they once were. And as I said, I'm looking at them. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to do. And there's a child I'm looking at here. And you're a real artist, aren't you? Because it comes naturally to you. But to your parents, it may not be what they feel that they can do. And you feel superior to them. And the thing that you can do as a child is to get your parents to come and paint or draw, do stuff with you, and bring them back to who they
There you
once
go,
were.
Chris. I want to see you drawing, mate. But, I think your onward journey with art is important. Miss Yana, your
Yes.
journey, what's continuing?
I agree with Colin that I think all the creatives, whether it's music or art or film, I think it's within us. We are born with this gift, and it's kind of like an itch that you just cannot stop scratching. And my journey, I don't know if you listen to my podcast, I was always an artist, but I couldn't express what I was doing until COVID, and that's when the explosion happened. But when I look back at those last 5 years, I could have never imagined what has been up for me just because I've decided I am doing it. You only live once. You don't want to have regrets of not satisfying this amazing gift that we possess in different forms. And when I look, because we can only look back at our journey on a retrospect, you're like, oh, I can see how you traveled this particular way and what has influenced you. But there is still so many unknown paths that cannot wait for any of us because it's who we collaborate with, what influences us, and it's just been absolutely amazing. Like when we did the podcast a year ago, I thought my schedule, my plan was busy, and I've crammed yet more into this year, and I'm like, wow, it's a bit scary. What's going to happen?
I know
next?
about your onward journey, but these guys don't. So what's coming next?
Well, I'm still, thank you to everyone, absolutely everyone whose keys I have photographed. You've added to my emerging collections of my keys. So at the moment, with your contribution today, I have 1,042 photographs of people's house keys and the composition. So that project is still ongoing. And then I didn't plan on this, but during the summer this year, I've made completely U-turn for my abstracts, and if I can be, I published my.
She's always a saleswoman. Here we go. Oh, there with my moment.
You
I
have to be.
I pause the podcast for a second.
You have to be.
This is an advert.
But I published my first ever, hello Victor, I published my first ever children's book called World Need More Unicorns Than Flying Pigs. So,
Can you hold it up to the microphone?
Yeah, can we see it, please?
so this has been totally unplanned journey, and this is what I'm saying. You just don't know what will develop once you don't question yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. Just open the door and go through it.
No, you shouldn't. Victor, we spoke about beginning of the art journey. I've asked that before, but where's your art journey continuing? Because you've got two sides of your art, isn't it? Your art yourself, and then being an organiser of exhibitions and stuff like that. So what's coming up for you?
So, hello everyone, sorry for arriving a bit late. Traffic was absolute hell. For myself personally, I really need to just reconnect with it, really get back into it. Lately we've been planning exhibitions, planning art contests, and really just being so focused on these events and trying to provide opportunities for other artists that like it's almost all consuming. But at the same time, my creative spirit has never waned. You know, it's just transformed into different things. So lately, it's been a lot of fiction writing. It's been a lot of coming up with concepts and ideas for narratives. But I also want to get back into the more graphic, more digital style of art as well as traditional. So.
Yeah, we want to see your work rather than keep putting us on the wall. We've got to see yours on the wall.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Young man, it's definitely your turn. I'm going to let you get away. Where you going?
Well, where's it going?
Yes.
I don't really have any plans.
Do I not forget that ever, seeing a big image of myself on the wall?
Yeah, I'll see what goes in the new year, I suppose. I'm enjoying the job now with taking the school pictures for portraits, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll just see what goes in the new year. Trying to get a job that's consistently paid whilst doing what I enjoy. Which, as long as there's some sort of photography, I'm not too fussed. If I could get a job with a magazine or like some kind of music publication, I could take pictures doing.
No, because you prefer the gigs, don't you? Right.
So if I could stick in somehow get into the music industry whilst taking pictures, that would be the dream.
So are you a street artist? Do you consider yourself that, or a studio? I mean, would you prefer to be, in a studio taking pictures of people, or photographing life on the street?
I'd say an event.
An event.
Yeah.
Just
any
so you like a bit of action.
Yeah. I'd rather just stay in the background and take pictures rather than being in charge. So yeah, whether it's concerts or events, festivals. I just like events. I like capturing people doing what they enjoy doing.
So quite recently I've been doing a lot of figurative work, as in like life drawing, things like that. But I did a workshop with one of the guys that was in Portrait Artist of the Year, Tom Valance. Brilliant, it was. And so I've been doing a lot of landscapes. Just like sort of around Essex and stuff. And I'm really enjoying it.
White stilettos and a full capri.
No, there's no. I'm talking about the countryside, David. Countryside. Yeah, it's like, it's nice.
What scale do you paint on?
All sorts, whatever I've got. So I've done ones like, I'm showing you on podcast. Well done. Yeah, I've done like sort of big scale and to really little. I don't usually do little ones, but they've come out all right. So yeah, bits of wood, canvas.
Scott, sorry to interrupt. When I listened to your podcast, you mentioned you haven't had your exhibition yet. Are you planning on doing something? Has anything changed?
It's just getting time. That's what it is. Time to focus. What with work, but yeah, I can't wait to retire. Do you know what I mean? Because then I'll get working.
So you're not
I want to retire to work.
age of that?
Oh, nearly.
No,
Thank
right,
you very
okay,
much.
sorry, mate.
Yeah, I've got a while yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
thought you don't look as young
Yeah,
as me.
when I've got time, I'll do it.
Johnny boy, where you going, mate?
There's no clear road. I don't have a clear road. Just to continue with my own work, really,
Yeah.
and just get immersed in that. Find materials, use materials, see where it goes.
Yeah.
I haven't got any plan
No.
at all.
You do it for
Just
the love
to
of art rather
just to
than...
continue
yeah.
to make work.
Because I find you two, Scott and yourself, are quite similar. You tend to more do it for the love of it than going out showing your work
It's
all the time.
definitely
Yeah.
a well-being thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get the time to promote work, so
Yeah.
the time that I get, precious time that I get, is producing work.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that I do exhibit, but not,
Yeah.
it's not my main thing.
No, you've got to do whatever. In
I
the
like
art-
to
in
be
the art.
sort of face to face with what I've done.
Yeah.
Maybe analyse it or like it or hate it or to look at it and get to grips with it.
It's a hard thing to put in a figurative word or whatever's in
Yeah.
art. It's fast.
When I've done something, I'm on to the next thing, and that it's not discarded, it's there.
Yeah.
But the next project is the main important thing, takes my attention.
So they
It's
link.
moving on from...
Do your projects link, or do you stop and then start?
They
something new?
link. They do link. I mean, I continue with something that I started in Germany. When I was living in Germany, which was in a flat, and then an item there, I'm still working on that from 2018. Not entirely, but it's still in the back of my mind. I still want to explore it. It's stuck with me.
So if you look back, can you see a thread that runs through all your work over years?
I can, and that's just the interest that you've got from producing the work from that thing.
Mm.
And you look at it and you say, okay, I don't think I'll do it now, but I can continue with that idea. It leads, one thing leads to another. If I don't make a mark, if I don't make a painting, I couldn't just come up with something. I have to make a mark and a painting, a drawing. From there, something leads on.
Mm.
And it goes all different directions, a bit off piste or not as I planned. But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. And when I was at school, I was always criticised for drawing the detail before the form.
Right.
And when I look back now over 60 odd years, I've gone back to concentrating on the detail. And the form is what I'm struggling with, which is really interesting. But that is the thread. I've always been, now that I look back, I can see that I was always interested in the detail of something.
Sure. And that's a good thing.
Microscopically,
You've revisited that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I could talk for a week about that, but I mean, it's interesting how when you do look back through what you think you've achieved, you can actually quite often find that thread that's kept it all together, even if you haven't addressed it for say 10 years or more.
Sure.
You look back and you can see there are those stop marks along, I call it a career, but along your lifestyle that you can connect. It's like a continuing journey as opposed to visiting different countries that are at opposite ends of the scale. If that made sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm.
You always make sense.
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
you? Mr. Jose, your performance art, please. Are you going to be
Immersive
dancing
art.
around with like a cape on or something?
Oh, the chicken.
Yeah.
I have several branches which I try to organize. So I start to be more systematic in terms of having clear area where I will intervene. For instance, in painting, I got 3 lines of working that I'm totally agree with you. I just opened a little book, a photography book that intervened 15 years ago, and now I realize that I have a painting that I did 15 years ago, and now have something similar today that I didn't realize that I did that before.
Oh, you showed me some of your photographs, and I wish you'd put them away because they're too good. They're too good. I don't want to see them anymore.
But at the same time, because my background is as architect, so I always work with people. So now I'm lucky enough to have another artist partner, and we are going together to do some application for that. We work as a duo, presenting us to do that kind of thing, just to detach myself from the loneliness of the artists that are painting in their own work. It's fantastic, but it's better for me if you can share that.
I'm not like that. I like to be in my own world and
Well,
get away from people as much as I can.
Really?
It's a love story. I didn't realise you were sitting here. But yeah, that's interesting because
in the same vein, for instance, the immersive art is fantastic because the funding forces you to create a team. So I got my sound engineer, and I got another guy who will do the animation, and I will do only the 3D part. But again, put you in the position to share things, and I don't know, it going more to the collective area.
Has the art world changed in, let's say, the last 5 years a lot? It's like what? I don't know. Just
I'm going to roll up my sleeves.
yeah, I did notice that.
No, to be honest, yes, the art world is, in some ways, it stayed the same. You've got prestigious institutions which still require people from prestigious backgrounds, very that specific section. They're looking for pedigree, but then you also have a lot of startups. You have a lot of new art fairs. You've got some new art galleries coming into the space. It seems like the art world is one of the last Wild West, where people show up and then people vanish, like in the dead of the night. Wait a minute. There was an art gallery here just like last week. But overall, I'm going to keep it nice and short to respect everyone else, because I could go on for hours. But with this particular thing, I think one of the things which has really impacted the art world is the economic status of the UK.
Right, okay.
Rachel Reeves, the budgets, what's going on with all that, I think it's really affecting how people spend, how people buy. But we've also seen that, like with blue chip art, that's still some of the highest record sales ever. So yeah, it's changed, but it's not quite changed.
The people that collect art, they go for what I would call commercial type art, pop art still and stuff like that. And I've had people say to me, take certain photos, do more, because I do London, do the landscape, do the London Eye, the Big Ben. I don't want to do that. And my heart isn't in that. And the photography I generally take possibly isn't sellable. But that's where I get stuck, because it's not sellable. But I don't want to sell myself out and go down that commercial way.
No, but agencies that promote travel, you're the key of their industry, because they look for a new photograph of Athens, a new photograph of
I'm
Paris.
taking a picture of a guy with a cup begging.
But that pays the rent. Is that important to you?
What I do, what I take, yeah. I don't want to take a nice picture of the Eiffel Tower. I'll take a picture of the Eiffel Tower if there's something going on underneath, like possibly not disturbing, but tells a story more than just the structure of the Eiffel Tower.
Well, that might be the reason for somebody to travel, mightn't it? To see that interesting story.
But that's what I find with the commercial side of it, is that they push maybe out of their comfort zone and possibly into painting or doing something that they don't necessarily do.
In a way, David, like your photography, you're kind of doing like a long-term service to capturing scenes of London, and with time, there will be so much value to what you have captured and how you capture it. But at the moment, it's kind of like we take it for granted because we see it every single day.
Yeah.
But now and again, I see on Facebook, it's Streatham Society, and they pull out these old pictures of London, and how you see a donkey or a horse and cart or old-fashioned pieces, and you go like, wow, somebody took that photograph, and how much it has changed. So in a way, I think you are capturing those bits that nobody really bothers to take. So you're really documenting, and there would be a value to your photographs in the future. But as they're saying, you have to sell something, and then like your cowboy You know, so it's relatable because tourists will go to Baker Street. They're like, oh yeah, Baker Street. I stayed there in a hotel, or it's next to this. That they would buy that kind of art. So it's finding the balance between the hobby and money.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, we're not rich artists. It's a struggle, isn't it? I don't know if it'll ever come to that. Unless you're Tracy. I'll have to dig my bed out and become Tracy Emin.
I think we're richer than people that have got a lot of money but no brain. Actually, we're much richer.
Since talking to everybody, I find that we do see the world the same way. Even though we all do different things, but we all look at the world.
It's flat, isn't it?
Yeah, you go off the edge, yeah. We don't just walk in a straight line because we're looking around for textures and stuff like that. Do you think?
It's about humanity, isn't it? It's human. Like anyone can take a picture of the big wheel or whatever it's called, London Eye, exactly. AI can do that, but they'll never beat humanity.
Yeah.
They won't do it.
Do you think that threatens us, AI?
No, because they can't compete because everyone's eye is too different. It's unique.
Yeah. It's a great tool, though.
It's a great tool. I'm not against it. I'm just saying it will never replace us.
No. Don't look at my pictures. I haven't taken any of them. They're all AI. No. You don't think that will take over and push us all out?
No. No. People would do it anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, like.
Although I have to say that the mobile phone has replaced or thinned down a lot of creative industries because everybody now thinks they're an interior designer. Because they just go onto Pinterest or another platform and put things together. When you watch Portrait Artist of the Year, which is on Sky, probably out of the whole panel, 2 people will actually paint from life, as opposed to painting from what's on their phone, which I think is absolutely outrageous that they're doing that. Because I just think you would do it at home then. They've got a live sitter. What could be better than having a live sitter there to really look at and reflect what you're looking at as opposed to a flat image on your phone? Anyway, I've said my rant. That's my rant for the
Does that beg the question, because you said art is everything, so isn't there a place for that?
Yeah, there is. There's a place for everything.
Does it degrade art? Like hands-on art? Yeah.
Come on, Christopher. Would you rather paint from actually being in a landscape than taking a photograph of the landscape and painting from the photograph?
It degrades it a bit,
No, that's right, because it does farm film stuff at some point.
There is nothing that it can make that is 100% real.
Yeah, sorry. Chris, did you want to ask?
Artificial intelligence will never outpace real stupidity.
Are you saying all artists are stupid?
No,
I'm joking.
There is something very authentic about stupidity. The extraordinary things that people do that surprise us. And I say this obviously slightly flippantly.
Stupidity or naivety?
The artwork that captures our attention is either something that's expertly done and we wonder at the craft, but that tends to be boring. We very often see a photorealistic painting. Sooner or later we say, well, that was clever, that was great. But the thing that really spikes our interest is the thing that we've never seen before, the thing that's different, the thing that isn't average. And artificial intelligence, as far as I can see, researches the average. It shows us what most people would do and presents it well. Yeah. And that's not what interests us. We're not interested in seeing something that's average. What we want is something that is different, something that might be considered avant-garde, something that might be considered stupid and eccentric. And that's where I think the person with the artistic brain has something to offer, but that's everyone. Everyone has random thoughts and ideas, but rarely give voice to it or articulate it. And I think maybe that's what it means to be an artist, is having the courage, stroke stupidity, needed to
No, I've got
express
plenty of
ourselves
stupidity.
and not be afraid
Mm.
of criticism.
Mm.
To have the confidence to make a wild brushstroke or to paint in an abstract way rather than very precisely represent what we see in front of us.
Mm. Yeah, I think confidence is an issue. It's for me personally. It takes a long time to realise that I might know what I'm doing. I think confidence in art is sometimes lacking, which holds people back as an artist.
Well, I think it's perhaps worth putting on record, Dave, since you're sitting here and you're talking to all of us, that you've had not one but two very successful exhibitions.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. It's not meant to be about me.
So perhaps we can ask you, how do you feel about your most recent exhibition? What did it mean to you?
As you can see that behind me, I've had that printed and had that done because it means everything to me. And I feel that, that's been my pinnacle now at the moment. Loved it, and it's your fault. And, I've got the pictures in the studio now, and I do look at them and think, wow. But there's still a bit of, did I do those? And it is the person that I'm taking a picture of. It's the person, not necessarily me. I just press a button. But I love that, and I don't want that to go. It's just I'll get. You're gonna start me off now. I'll get emotional, and when I took that picture there, I had to take 5 minutes because that was what? Yeah, tissue. Yeah, thank you, mate. Well, it's all about me, Cole. You know what I mean? But thank you for that.
Well,
it means a lot.
David, we all share in that. We all love the fact that you did that. You weren't born into some privileged family. You didn't go off to some fancy art college.
No.
You haven't had a gallerist supporting you. You haven't had any of those things.
No.
You are ordinarybloke.com. And yet you've managed to tap into your creativity and produce this incredible work. And when you put it on the wall, no one knows who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
True.
just
Yeah,
see
that's right.
the finished result.
Yeah.
There's no label that says this was Damien Hirst or this was Tracy Emin or this was Picasso. There's no label that says this is David Swainson.
No.
It's just a great image.
No. Thank you very much. It's just, I don't know what to say now. But on that point, have we got a question from the audience who'd like to ask anything, please? Anybody would like to ask my guys anything about art? Lily, have you got a question? Would you like any? No?
Yeah.
Anyone at all?
David, you know what? I just wanted to say one more thing about AI before we move on.
Okay.
And it's amazing because there was a Marvel TV series called if anyone can remember, please help me. It features Samuel L. Jackson, and I think it was called Secret Wars or something like that. And they were Secret Invasion, right? Yeah. And what Marvel did is that they used AI. Marvel is a comic book company. They've got thousands upon thousands of artists at their disposal like that. For some reason, out of their infinite wisdom, they decided to use AI to create some of the title cards, some of the artwork for the title cards. And immediately they were slated for it because it's like, it just didn't look good, didn't look representative of the theme of the TV show, and it just showed a laziness on their part.
Yeah.
And there are multiple other companies which have been quickly adopting AI, but it's not actually working out the way they want it to. Like Klarna. Klarna lost billions in market share, and they lost a lot of trust from their customers because they allowed these AI agents to do the customer service.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, it's one of those things, AI is one of those tools where, you can use it to create beautiful art, which is ripping off pre-existing artists. But I think if you're a big company with a lot of reputation behind you, and you adopt it too quickly, you can actually hurt yourself, hurt your bottom line.
I mean, have you seen the Coca-Cola Christmas ad? That's AI, with the trucks and that. And that took 750,000 prompts to make that video, make that advert.
Wow.
And it's not very good.
No.
Does that mean the price of the drinks are going up?
Yeah, probably can't. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah.
So this is To make a long story short, like I completely agree with the gentleman on the other side of the table that AI it's never going to completely replace the artist. Like that human vision, that human touch is something completely unique to us, and it needs to be respected more. The big corporations will never respect us the way we're supposed to be respected as artists and human beings, but the way the average audience connects, the way people look at your photography, the way people look at your paintings, gentlemen, like and beautiful woman. Yes, the way that they look at your art is irreplaceable.
But do you think there should be government control over AI?
There are so many things that should be and there are not, but in a way, if I can just cut in, with AI, because we are saying it will never, we actually cannot predict fully what's going to happen in the future because we are not there. The improvement is massive when you kind of compare the images. Luckily, I'm still able to recognize what is and what wasn't. But in a way, it's our role to keep on pushing because in a way, Lily could be the future generation, and in a way, we might think, oh, it will never replace because of the human touch and that little imperfection, that little character. But that's us. We are 45 upwards. We are dealing with the younger generation, and they all become kind of accustomed to the AI and the films, and become almost like immune to the changes that are happening. So it's kind of more like creating the young artists who are creating from scratch, kind of the little imperfection. So don't be scared of making something that is not perfect. You are the next future generation who's going to go like, oh, I remember when I made this, and that was much nicer than something 100% perfect, because somebody was telling you it has to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. You will develop your own style. And it's kind of like we have to encourage the new generation to maintain the spontaneity and originality.
Sort of leaked into a question I was going to ask about imperfect. Is imperfection better with an art than it being perfect?
Yeah, because no one is perfect. Over time, it's still not perfect, but you just get to what you want.
But like a photo, should it be pin shot or is it right to be?
If you put it in black and white, and then
That's why all my pictures are in black and white. But surely pin shot is better, no?
Yeah, with stuff like that. Yeah, I would say so. Unless, well, not because you love it. So if you got one blurry picture, then you would think next time change it.
Because of the photography you do, the sharpness is important, isn't it? The quality.
I think it depends on what you want to transmit. This comparing our two photographs, for example, his style is more color, blurry.
Yeah.
So he has like a different way of showing his photos,
Yeah.
and that's not good or bad. But I think I'm more used to being perfect.
It's got to be perfect, yeah.
But now I'm beginning to start that conversation that you were talking about. Why not experimenting and why not doing something different? And that's not entirely bad. Now I know I can do it perfect.
Yeah.
Now,
So would you embrace a little bit of imperfection? If your client allows, that's the problem, isn't it? But
maybe the experiment is even better.
do you think your clients would allow? Do you think the industry would allow a little bit of imperfection?
I think both.
Yeah.
If you can prove that you already are good at what you're doing, then the next part is like, oh, she can also, or you, any artist can also do something different.
Yeah.
Or, oh, he or she is doing something that we're not used to seeing. That's nice.
Yeah.
I think that goes into every facet of everything, because handmade bread, you immediately think, and probably it's true, is going to taste better than something that's produced in millions in a factory. You pick a tomato from a field, you know it's going to be sweeter than one that's actually produced in a greenhouse in its millions. Handmade, hand-produced is in a way.
So I'm not as
what
good as
we
you,
are.
Cole, because
Well, let me just polish that.
It's an interesting discussion, because if you think about imperfect, you first have to describe what is perfection. And if perfection is the average assessment, then we're back to AI. So
Yeah, yeah.
AI is in many ways potentially the benchmark for perfection, therefore boring. And if you look back historically in the way that women used to present themselves, they would introduce a beauty spot or gap teeth were considered to be attractive. Imperfections and the perception that beauty actually lies in imperfection. So
Well,
I don't
I'm
think
very beautiful.
you are a raging beauty, David. And it's a shame that this is radio.
Well, yeah, I've definitely got a face for radio and not for anything else.
Can
No.
cut in on one thing as well, because I also you are architect, and I have a background in architecture, and I'm just thinking of the imperfections, which in a way in architecture you can't have imperfections or things just fall in a way. So aesthetically they have to be perfect, but then you can, how would you deal with imperfections in sculpture? How would you approach?
What, even in
No, in architecture you can be imperfect. If somebody in their back garden makes a structure in timber and then over 20 years adds to it in a particular way, it's an imperfect perfection, because the way it's grown, the organic way it's grown, is what makes it fabulous. So I think you can have imperfect architecture. What you can't have is imperfect structure. But even if you go to China and you see scaffolding made of bamboo that goes up 30 floors, you think, how is that possible? But then in 20 years the building falls down.
Talking about the imperfect structure, what about the Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? So, and that's a beauty, and that's the marvel of architecture. Like, when I was growing up, like, how come it hasn't fallen? And I am nearly 50 and it's still standing the way.
Didn't he have a level? Didn't he put a level up against the door? That's a bit out. The bubble's leaning a bit to the right.
How many photos have been taken like that?
To be fair, that probably wasn't the architect's intention.
He needs a bit of underpinning.
But if you look at like the Lloyd's building in Leadenhall Street,
Love that.
with all of the necessary infrastructure, which is normally inside the building, actually strapped on the outside. It challenged all of our conventional thinking. Now, is that imperfection? In terms of clean line architecture before, and Colin, you're the expert, and I'm not in this, I would imagine at the time that would have been revolutionary. Nobody would have thought of designing a building.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you wearing your organs on the outside. You know, you'd certainly question it.
Well, certainly, we'd probably say that was imperfect, wouldn't we?
Not practical.
but actually, it functions beautifully.
I'll have trouble keeping the organs.
But it's an independent fault, that's what it's about. It's an independent fault, that's what AI hasn't got.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks differently. It's like if you go into a life drawing, there's one model, but if you go round, everyone's is different.
Yeah, but this is what I found out about when I said before when I've spoken to you all. But we still see it in the same way. Although we draw it different, we paint it different, we take a picture differently. We all look at the world in the same way. Everybody I spoke to, still, they've got a broader look upon the world rather than a person who doesn't have art in their life looks straight down. They walk down the street and that's it. We walk down the street and we're looking at textures, light, colour, angles, stuff like that.
But then, David, would you say they do have art in their life, but they're not aware of it?
No, yeah, definitely. Because I took a workshop here and I had 12 people and I explained, don't take a picture like everybody else does. Go low, go high, and also look around you. And I had some good feedback saying exactly that. Yeah, and that's right. It can be taught. And people do need to learn that the world is huge. It isn't just where we're looking now. It's either side. And that's the inspiration of around you.
David Hockney with a Polaroid. You know, I mean, who did that before him? Actually, people did do it, but not with a Polaroid.
So do we take inspirations from what we look at and inspirations of life for our art?
But just another thought about AI. The whole system works to keep you there. So it's complacent with you, are studying yourself to provide something that you are engaged and remain there, stuck into the screen the most time possible. So when you ask something, they will go and try to give you something that fits you, and then you will keep asking and will keep fit you. So we increase the average thinking or the average beauty, let's say, in terms of try to contain your personality into the software. So there is nothing, is one of the most stupid things ever, because is what you're going to find there is something that tests things that you are looking for. So, yeah, and will fit that point. The other way to using that is to challenge your own view. Yeah, it will be very useful if the first who challenge the whole system is yourself, what you believe.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Otherwise, it's like, I don't know, you have problems with sugar and you keep
recently,
eating.
with your open studios, and I see, and you explain the way you do your macro stuff.
Yeah.
I would never see that in a million years, and I can't believe that you take a picture like that and blow it up, and there's a hidden world within that painting that you've done.
Yes.
But you've just done it, manipulated it in just because you're taking a picture. Again, it's finding art within somewhere you don't necessarily look.
Yeah, totally.
But that brings
Similar
us
to
anything.
photography, when you change the angle, you are changing the view, you are changing the lecture, how you understand.
Oh, I've taken a picture of
fraction
something
of
and seen
time.
something else be in that picture, yeah, definitely, and cropped it to that. Someone falling over, which is what I like. But rather than something more interesting, if I see someone falling over or doing something silly, that's where I'm cropping down to that. Yeah, and it's but what's their inspirations?
Well, it's all around us, isn't it? It's up to us to choose to see it. So we're surrounded by art, and we can go to a gallery, and we should. And in terms of art being in people's lives and having choice, I would say to anybody they should go with a friend to somewhere like the National Gallery, go to the Impressionist room, walk around and then meet after 20 minutes and say, what are your top 3 paintings? And they'll never be the same.
Yeah.
And that's individual perception of the same paintings,
Yeah.
and coming to their own evaluation. But you don't have to do that. You could actually walk home and stop and look at the odd-shaped paving
Exactly
stone,
that, yeah.
or the way that a shadow is cast by a street lamp, or reflection in a window.
Yeah.
And it's as beautiful and as visually stimulating and interesting as anything you'll see in any major gallery. But you just have to stop and look.
I'm always staring into the void. On top there.
Yeah, you may be arrested looking through the windows. Of
Oh well, that's another thing. But yeah, I'm.
An observation. Hearing about the rules of architecture, and then add the world of the universe and go in a direction. So that's quite interesting to hear. And then the second issue is the issue of AI. And there's this Kevin McLeod, he does brand designs. And there was a family, their home is in a floodplain. So the house was built on stilts, up one floor, and it's open entrance. And they asked the girl, she was about 10, what is it like to live like this? And she said, I wake up in the morning and I just look out at the trees and the clouds for an hour before I go and do anything else. And so the issue of art and nature, the connection to nature, is under threat.
Yeah.
Because once you log into the phone, you blink and 5 hours have disappeared.
Yeah, definitely.
And one of the concerns is that some of the rules that govern AI, rumor has it that some of those rules have been thrown out.
Yeah, it's very AI is very flat. It hasn't got any soul. Whereas each one of these guys here, they're all there are and yourselves because you practice it. It comes from in here, comes from in the heart, and that's your
That's advice I intend to follow.
When you were speaking about, I focus on something there and then, but being present.
Mm-hmm.
We forget enough to be present because we're distracted. We can't. It's like we're living in a microwave kind of world where everything has to be now, 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 and the speeding up of everything. The value of that is immeasurable, especially for people who are recovering, but also for busy people. Because sometimes you're so busy and you do this.
That's the amazing teaching skills about Mr. John over there. It's, yeah.
So art definitely has a value, and I've concluded in terms of observations. There's somebody who committed that was locked up, and in prison he discovered art. And he said, if I discovered this earlier on, I wouldn't have done the things I did. So there is an element of art that helps people, because some of the people who commit a lot of crimes, research shows that some of them have got brain damage, and that has had a role. But the therapeutic aspect of art, I think, is needed more than before.
Definitely. I mean, I'm guilty of not looking at art as I do now. I was one of those, art is art. Yeah, that's all right. But since I've been with all these guys and down here, I've found art even more. Even though I don't paint, and I can't paint, I can't draw, I've got a new appreciation for it. And that's helped my photography. And yeah, I think art is an amazing thing.
The bit about the time, finding the time, I thought I was the only one. I thought, I need to do this, but I've run out of time. But then even the professionals are running out of time. So my question is, what is it that compels you to squeeze the time and say, this is the time for art?
Well, possibly an inability to do anything more useful with our time.
Personally, I cannot create if I'm not feeling. Like, it's almost like you feel like, oh, it's been ages, and I only create when I feel happy or when I'm being drawn into want to create.
And when you feel unhappy?
No, actually, I haven't done that series of works yet. I think because of my personality, I'm a positive person, so I don't want to. I mean, it might happen one day in the future as a test to do something under stress, just to see what comes out, because it's a different feeling, maybe different choice of colours. And
Well, it might not work in sequence. The unhappiness might come out.
I'm quite happy to experiment and see, but no, usually for me, when I choose to paint, is having the time, being in the mood, and kind of want to open, kind of, but in a way, I want to discover something new. So I'm always chasing calmly, not under pressure, but I always want to see what else can come out of me. So I don't want to copy anything. I want to just really discover what else is within me that comes out. And because of that, I actually haven't painted since May. So at the moment, nothing has been produced because nothing is surfacing. So I don't push myself if I don't feel it. But the unicorns happen in the summer, so that's probably the second thing, but that's it. And there's lots of time for all of us artists to not just to create, but then to promote ourselves, to have the skills. Which,
I get moved.
yeah, thank you. But actually, you said that. Can I just say thank you for David for editing? Because yes, I can edit.
Well, what can I
to a
say? I
certain
was
level.
forced into doing it, but anyway.
I can edit to a certain level, but I don't have the programs, and I don't need to have
Oh,
certain
what, so
programs.
my editing skills is down to the program and not my editing skills?
No.
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
You're twisting things.
No.
It's just, but we need to have so many different skills, and it's just so time consuming to produce one thing or rely on help and support of others, and just to create. So for me, it's being happy.
But Scott, you said to me when we had that podcast that you sometimes just wake up and go, I've got to draw.
Yeah, it's just a feeling I've got to get something out onto a page, or sometimes I just wake up. But like, it's very true about like when I'm drawing or painting or whatever creating, I feel like I'm in the now.
Yeah.
I think it's very important. I've started doing yoga recently,
Mhm.
and like when you're concentrating on the breathing, it's a very visual sort of thing in your head, and it helps you be in the now. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what art does. It's a now thing.
Yeah.
Florence, you made a really good point about finding time to paint. And it's sometimes about giving ourselves permission to do things. If we have very busy careers and we have left behind that child that we once were that used to paint, the longer we leave it, the less likely we are to give ourselves time to stop and draw to paint. And eventually we forget all about it. But even when you are a working artist, and most working artists, to be honest, also have some kind of other job, life sometimes gets in the way. You have to make a living, you have to pay the rent, you have to pay the mortgage, you have to look after people. There's lots of things we have to do. And it's very difficult to prioritize artistic activity over those other things that seem so essential in that moment. And I would admit I haven't painted for 2 years, and I haven't painted for 2 years because I've been really focused on one particular project and making that successful. And I miss the creativity, but thankfully the project I'm involved in immerses me in other people's creativity, so I have second-hand art, if you like, by seeing what other people do. But it is about finding the time. And it is about, I know, for example, you, Colin, you're at a stage in your life where you carve out the time after having had a busy career to go back to being an artist.
I still do, if I'm offered something interesting, freelance architectural work, but I need the outlet of the things I produce more than anything now. Because not that I'm in the twilight of my life, but I still want to retain the energy I had 50 years ago. And it's quite difficult to retain the energy where you literally work through the night and you're in the office in the morning at 8 o'clock before anybody else, producing what you have to produce in order to live. But I mean, I've bought my freedom, so obviously we all have bills, but working really hard for the first part of my career has brought me the freedom now to appreciate other facets of the creative world. But it's hard graft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And now when in fact, if I go back to my architectural interior work, it's funny because it's gone in a full circle. When you sit in front of a client with a pencil and you can draw, as opposed to the client seeing something on the screen, the client gets incredibly excited that actually something is being created out of a conversation you're having with the person next to you, as opposed to just presenting a fly-through on a screen. And it's funny how that in art schools now, or should I say in architecture schools, I think drawing has started to come back again, because drawing helps you look and it helps you observe. That's all I can say, really. I mean, I can go on for hours about it, but it's such an important skill, to get from your brain to your hand, and you only get that by looking and practicing and observing. Yeah, that's the only way you get it. It's something which is, anyway.
Unfortunately, talking about time, I'm going to have to call that. And thank you for talking to me, everyone.
All right.
And yet again, it's been lovely speaking to you and
Thank you.
hearing about
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing.
everything. No, and thank you very much. That
Thank
was
you.
the start to the end of the day.
Wow, what an amazing evening that was. That was episode 30, end of season 1. Just overwhelmed by everybody being there, speaking to me again. And it was such a nice group, and everybody hopefully had a really good time. I know I did. And all those people that were there have inspired me since I've been doing this and since I've been talking to them. Just a few little apologies for some of the sound quality. some of the microphones just like to cut out and go quiet, so I've had to up it a little bit, so there is a little bit of distortion here and there, and the odd little plane going over, but adds to the atmosphere. But yeah, loved every second of it. Here's to season 2, which will be coming out hopefully sort of springtime in 26. But please follow my Instagram, which is photoglory1, and which I'll be posting on there when it's going to happen again. But yeah, thank you to everyone who appeared. There's John, Chris, Scott, Colin, Adam, Yana, Jose, Victor. Thank you to every single one of them for speaking to me the first time round and coming to the 30th event for the finale on that day. Thank you. Please continue to listen, share it, talk about it, pass it on, and whatever we do in this world of social media. But yeah, please continue to listen, and I hope to see you. Oops, nearly told you something then. Hope to you may even see me next year. Take care. Thank you very much. And that was It's Art at the end of the day.